Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for support. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin is rolling over, isn't it? Okay, you've lost this trend line just there. Okay, I did say to you, if you lose this trend line, potentially you're going to come down to this particular trend line, you know, this broadening bottom. There's a couple of negative things here I'm going to show you for Bitcoin. I am not got a crystal ball, but I do think you're on the cusp of coming down to 37,880 minimal. I do think that, and the reason is because I think it's playing out exactly as it did before. Okay, I think you might see some kind of relief rally. There is a pump moon coming, isn't there? You know, so there is some kind of relief rally here at the moment. But if you do start to roll out here and you lose this level of support, okay, and you come back down to this trend line, this broadening bottom that you're in, look. Okay, you're losing this particular low just there, and that in itself is negative, because I'll show you right now on the daily time frame. If you start to do something like that for Bitcoin, you're putting in a head and shoulders pattern, which I've shown you I think a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it, as a potential play. You got your left shoulder, you got your head, and then you're rolling and you're making your right shoulder just there. Now if you lose that and you start to come down to this trend line just here, you're already falling out of a level of support. So technically your next target is all the way down there, 37880. Okay, and you would be coming down to this swing low, because you'd be losing that swing high, sorry. You know, and it's playing out exactly like it did in this previous correction, but this is a smaller version of it, isn't it? This is unbelievable. Manipulation, the composite man, the you know, Wyckoff distribution, Wyckoff accumulation, whatever you want to call it, it's something's at play here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 capitulation. Okay, and right now, you know, we're looking at something very similar. Look, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10 capitulation, or wherever it is. You know, if it does come down to that green trend line, wow, that'll offer a greater entry point, won't it? But I don't necessarily envision that. But I do want to be transparent with you and say to you that if we come and we start to hit ahead on that trend line, you know, that's really, really negative, because I think that you're coming back into this falling wedge, and I do think you'll go lower and you're potentially losing this low, and that's where you're going to enter the bear market right there, okay, for Bitcoin. But I don't envision that, to be honest with you. I think we're looking really, really strong here for Bitcoin. I do think we're looking for a key level support for continuation, because I think we're putting in wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 to 107k, pull back potentially to this previous all-time high, you know, 64, wherever it gets to, okay, and then we're looking at the wave 5. That's what I'm looking at the moment. I'm looking at it until I'm not, okay. So that's my Elliott wave count, and this is wave 5 of a larger 1, 2, 3 that started way back in 2019. This has always been my plan. This has always been my target, okay. But you will run into resistance, and you will fall back to support. But as long as you can hold support for continuation, you're golden. So right here in this previous rollover, which is mirrored, look, this is a smaller version of this, okay. Right there, you actually just here, you came down to this trend line of this head and shoulders. Look, boom, 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 point of contact, see that, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And what you did, you consolidated on it for a couple of days, okay, and then you had your correction. Basically you rolled over. Right now, what are you doing? You've come up the same, you rolled over, and in doing so you created a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Look, just left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And just here, you know, potentially if you put in a couple of days of consolidation, you know, where you sort of do something like that, you start to lose that, you will be in a technical target to that, okay. So do keep an eye on that. So yeah, that's basically Bitcoin. It's looking a bit poo at the moment, isn't it, until it comes down and finds a base level of support. One thing that is happening though, you are getting very overextended from the EMAs on the hourly. You always see a bit of slowdown in any trend, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. You do see a bit of a slowdown, and this is what I mean about the consolidation. We may enter a level of consolidation here, allowing the EMAs to creep back up, okay, and then get a retest off that as resistance, and that's where you're going to get the continuation of a trend. It's all about the EMAs, okay. If we can get these EMAs to come down here for Bitcoin like that, and we start to break above them, that's good, okay, because hold them back to support, see you later, okay. And we may have just created a beautiful double bottom. We might not lose this neckline, but it is mirroring the previous correction, isn't it? So it is all about this support. If you do start to see Bitcoin come down, okay, on the daily time frame and do something like that, hit it said, then I would imagine you're looking at that minimal retest of that swing low, okay, which is down there, okay, because we've already bounced off this swing high. You lose a swing high, you target a swing low. It really is that simple. I've taught you that, okay. Yeah, so that's basically Bitcoin. You know, it did run into the resistance of this broadening bottom as well, which again equally is a bullish pattern. And again, you know, if you can have a quick wick down, come back up and not close the day below this and start hitting the head, that in itself is relatively bullish, because you'd be in a broadening bottom like this, come back up, break that level of resistance, you're gone, aren't you? Okay, and the correction's over, and we're not going to come as deep as this basically for Bitcoin, and we've just kind of like quadruple bottomed out, or whatever you want to call it, down here on the low. So yeah, that's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, but it does look like it's putting in a bit of an ABC at the moment, and it ran shy of 702. It does look like it's putting in a bit of an ABC, an A there, isn't it, and then B high, and then a potential C wave down to there, you know. And if we look at the daily time frame, it's sort of tying up with a previous correction as well. You know, we'll get that larger C wave, A, B, C, okay, come up here, A, B, C, and you got the 10 waves with the correction, you got the 10 waves including the correction before we get that bounce and continuation. So I did say to you September's going to be nasty, and another thing I wanted to say to you is that I did say, look, red, green, red, and that's basically what's happened. We've got the A, let's try and draw this, A, B, C, and that's basically what's happened so far. We had the A down, the B high, and then looking at a C wave down, aren't we? So it's all about your support. Lose support, I would imagine you're looking at that minimal, okay? That's Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.